I don't know how much it's exaggerated because the news these days is pretty much all written for the National Enquirer by all of these. I mean, it's all like drama and hyperbole and everything. We do miss Walter Cronkite, but
True.
but because I mean everything's got a slant to it and so forth. But apparently, at some level anyway, based on several articles that have come out with Elon Musk buying Twitter, that there's a lot of people that work at Twitter, the woke type people that are very, very, very stressed out, very upset, melting down in various ways that they can't work there if he owns the place.
It's absolutely true. Washington Post reported several conversations they had with Twitter employees when it was announced on Monday of this week that the deal was going to go through, and were comments like, "I'm so stressed out about this, I forgot I have COVID," was a direct quote. One was, "I literally can't speak," and yet they were speaking when they said that. And now it's gotten to the point that Twitter leadership is actually concerned about this. It's gone beyond, hand-wringing on Twitter itself. They took to the platform themselves, and, the sky is falling, all these horrible things about Elon Musk, who, by the way, has stated very clearly that the reason he wanted to buy it is because he didn't want anybody's speech to be altered at all. So it's about free speech, but this is apparently an attack on democracy. So here's where we stand today, Dave. So Twitter leadership has decided that no changes can be made to the actual platform at all without the singular approval of one vice president, because they are concerned, this is a public statement by the company, they're concerned that some disgruntled employees would try to sabotage the product.
Okay.
So now we've got some misalignment.
Let's just stop for
here.
a second there, though, right there. I mean, you get past Elon Musk as a person. I don't know anything about him. Makes battery cars and spaceships, right? I mean, that's
you got
right.
it.
So
you got it.
I'm ambivalent about him. I don't know know enough to say he might be a great guy. He might be a horrible guy. I really don't know. The principle I want to dial in on here is for our listeners. Mm-hmm. You can take a lesson from this situation. Okay. Don't work for someone that you hate. Don't work for a company that you're ashamed of the leadership or their values. Go find another job.
That's right.
The reason is very simple. You will not be good at what you do. It's impossible to compartmentalize enough to be excellent at what you do when you detest the product, the owner, the leadership. And because you're not aligned, your values are not aligned. And so all of that to say, you're going to have trouble in a situation like these Twitter employees are in, prospering, being successful, if you have this kind of angst about your new boss.
That's exactly right.
And so what you should do is go find another job.
Yeah. It's
totally
simple.
And you don't have to be stressed.
No.
You don't be freaked out, because you can be hired in about 20 seconds out there right now. There's a war on for especially tech people, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And if you know how to work at Twitter, somebody will hire you. But if I don't care, I think that McDonald's makes horrible food, then don't work at McDonald's. But you don't get to tell McDonald's how to work. Mm-hmm. If you want to tell people how to do stuff, then you got to go build you a company.
That's correct. If you are actively trying to hurt the company you are pulling a paycheck from, I believe it's tantamount to stealing.
It is stealing.
I really believe that. Because here's the deal. The minute you are at a point where you are trying to hurt the company that is paying you, or you are feeling any kind of other negative emotion, you will not be able to handle it. You can't keep doing it. Not only succeed, but it's just...
It's called cognitive dissonance. Okay?
Yeah.
It's two things in your brain that they can't both be there at the same time.
Right.
And be healthy. You've got to be a psychopath to compartmentalize at this level. You cannot do it.
Right.
And so to be successful in your life, embrace the journey. The thing has changed.
Yeah.
And you should not work not for the sake of the people, and it's not a matter of you're protesting by leaving. If you want to say that, that's okay.
Yeah.
But the deal is, it's not about the company, and it's not about Elon. It's not about any of that. It's about you.
That's right.
You cannot be your best version of you, the most successful, peaceful, fun version of you when you work at a place that is not aligned with your values. You think they're crooks.
That's right.
Or you think they're going to do harm to society, or you think they're a narcissist, or you think they're whatever. You should not work there.
That's right. And so we have no problem. I have no problem with these young people, or however old they are, being so upset about Musk taking over. But you need to leave. You need to leave soon. And so the professional advice here is it's going to take 6 months for him to take over ownership. That's what Twitter's board has said. So you have 6 months, and I'm trying to make this relevant to people that are listening and watching right now, because if something like this happens,
if you don't work at Twitter, you work at
anywhere else, and something
Joe's
happens,
hardware store, and Joe sells it to Henry, and you don't like Henry.
You don't like Henry. Well,
then you should. You don't get to tell Joe and Henry how to
true.
do the hardware deal. That's their business. They own it.
That's right.
Snowflake.
Yeah. So
you don't get to tell them how to do their thing. Yeah. If you want to tell somebody how to do something, you got to be the boss. Yeah. It means you got to start something that somebody can bitch about. You got to grow something that somebody can bitch about. So you got to get up off your butt and go do something. But you don't get to tell other people how to do that. You don't get to tell me how to drive my car.
No.
It's my car.
No. But you do get to leave.
Unless you're a policeman. And then you can. But other than that, you can't.
That's a good point.
That's happened before. This is a Ramsey show.